Hey guys, I did a video tonight, and when I walked away, I thought, wow. So this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. In case you didn't know, I am Toddy One Skip. You wouldn't be Toddy One Skip because, there's only one of me. Guys, there is a seriousness in which I speak because I want you to think of how Gypsy's reactions, knee jerk reactions, and reflexes are something that she does not take into consideration. She does not have control over. When we see pictures where we question, what's she on? Or is she drunk? Or why is she at a bar? Why is she posing with a keg next to her? Why is she wearing a blue wig acting all funky? Is that a nicotine vape? Or is it something else? Gypsy has really violated her parole. We know that because we've seen her actually threaten people online. She's been in touch with inmates. One of her minions told her to lie about it online. There's people on the inside that say she's talking to people. She's traveled. She's spent more time at Ken's than she should. Does that seem like somebody that wants to keep their kid? Even if it wasn't Gypsy, if it was your neighbor, if it was just somebody that you saw, somebody that you knew, somebody that you worked with, would you say, oh yeah, this person wants to keep their child because they're doing everything to keep their child? See, I worked in a field of that. I saw people go to prison. They didn't know if their kid would ever talk to them, would ever respond. There were people that I met that would write to their kids and their kids didn't write back because the kids felt like, why didn't you put me first? Why did you choose that? You chose to be away from me by doing that. A lot of those people were making a living, whether it be obviously illegal. They were bringing it back home a lot of times for the kids. Gypsy has money. She doesn't have to break. She was on parole for a year. You know that? Basically for a year and a half, right? For a year and a half. But since the baby, it's not even a year. You know that, right? Since the baby's been out of her, if the baby ever came out of her, if there's a baby, if it's hers and Ryan's baby, there is a child, apparently. So, seriously, the baby was born, she says December 28th. Let's just go with that for sake of argument, December 28th. She only has to behave for less than a year. She only had about 15, 16 months to behave when she got pregnant. So, why? Why would she jeopardize being with her child? Well, clearly she's hardly with her child, except for photo ops. That's what it seems like. Why isn't somebody saying, what are you doing? Why aren't you with your kid? This could jeopardize the future of you and your child. First of all, why would somebody have to say that? A mother, a loving mom, would know that. Their natural instinct would be, I don't want to be away from my kid. I don't want to miss milestones with my kid. My kid needs me. My kid's a baby. My kid's an infant. It doesn't, 13, 14, it doesn't matter. A mom's love is instinctive. Gypsy, where is yours? Where is yours towards Aurora? What you say you want to love your daughter. You wrote the most horrific book for your daughter, but you don't want her to think of you as a monster. A porn monster? What do you want? I just, and I'm glad I can't understand that way of thinking, but think about that. Think about that. There are things that we all have. We're a big age of this channel, mostly older people, right? People that have been around the block a few times or around the sun several times, right? So we know, first of all, so grateful that there wasn't iPhones and these recording devices that were easily at everybody's ready when I was growing up, you know. But there are now. And Gypsy didn't even... I mean, there's recordings, trust me. When your Aurora sees that video, yeah, she's going to wonder, what's that about, Mom? And, but she can read the book and close her eyes. Or you can read her the book, the audio book, and she could close her eyes and imagine the whole scenario. What have you really done to protect your daughter? Because I would honestly think, and this is just critical thinking, so call me foolish. I would think if you really wanted to protect your daughter, you would have taken the money you got. Go ahead and write your fucking book, but I wouldn't have made it, like, the sexual parts, unnecessary. The vivid sexual parts, totally unnecessary. And I would have went away. The FOIAs wouldn't have even come to light had you have just taken the money for the stuff that you put out and gone away. And that would have been protecting your daughter. And you still had the chance to do that. But no. Your daughter doesn't come first. Your actions show us. You say one thing, but your actions show us something else. Now, Rod has to see this. Christy has to see this. Ken has to see this. Raina has to see this. What the hell's going on there? Seriously. Are you waiting for her to just fuck up so that you can take this baby and she gets back in? Because wondering eyes, curious minds want to know, asking for a friend. I'm serious. I just want... Does that make any sense? None of that makes any sense. None of it does. You don't want your daughter to know what you did or think of you as a monster, but you wrote a memoir for her that was very explicit, that had things in there shouldn't have been in there, that had nothing to do with anything. Have enough money to have gone away and lived a very decent life, but didn't, wanted more and more and more, continues to, uses her daughter as a weapon, basically, against Ken and Ryan, and has violated parole a few times. So has jeopardized a future together with her. And people are standing around watching this. That's the part that I don't understand. But it's something that we see. So it's not in my imagination. Guys, tell me what you think. I'm serious. Please tell me what you think. Because like, why did Aurora deserve this? Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am, you're not. Please like, subscribe, and share. Half of you are on the fence. It's got to be uncomfortable. My birthday's this month. Do me a favor. If you don't like me by the end of next month, you could unsubscribe. Guys, there's memberships, but the only benefit of the membership is supporting the channel, and I appreciate that. But if you like, subscribe, and share, I like that too. Guys, thank you so much. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.